Hey, what's up, everyone? The Watchlist video here for, wow, Friday already. Friday, September 17th. Tomorrow is Quad Witching Friday. I would explain it, but I wouldn't be able to because you'd have to look it up. I don't know. I just know that things can get a little weird. That's it. That's my complete definition of it. Anyway, the SPY ended up closing about where it opened. I'll show you the intraday action. So it was pretty much straight down and then straight back up in a very slow, boring fashion. Still some neat calls in the chat room. If you didn't make it to chat today, I'll show you a couple highlights. BBIG, I looked it up. I saw Robert's post, but it was also, let me double check on this. There, I found it. It was BBIG. Robert B posted it, but also Keith R. Both of them posted. And keep in mind, this was already on our bounce play watch list. These symbols are rarely pulled out of thin air. So it gapped down. We already had it on bounce watch, and it was kind of meeting the gap down bounce play parameters where it gapped down, popped up a little bit, and topped out at 8. And these are 5-minute candles, so you don't see it as well. But like on 1-minute candles, it's kind of flagging below 8. Robert and Keith both had the idea through 8. Look what happened. And it went pretty far, right? It went to 940. There's a neat little call there. Just typical gap down bounce play setup. And there's the daily. Another one was RKLB, which I already had on the bounce playlist. If you watch my videos, you know I liked this if it broke its early high in the afternoon. You notice it didn't do it. These vertical lines are the beginning of session. It didn't do it yesterday. It didn't do it the day before. It didn't do it the day before. It didn't do it the day before after that big run to over 21. All right, so back to the daily. See, there's that sell-off. Then let's fast forward to today, and you can already see it, right? There's the early high. 1570, and it was pointed out again by two folks, I think. No, well, Philippe was first on it, so I'll give Philippe credit on this one. He posted the idea, which is how we trade these, right? It's on bounce play watch, and we're looking for an afternoon break of the highs, and that's exactly what happened. It hit 1570 and went almost 90 cents. It went to 1659, went 89 cents, probably 30 cents risk at the worst case. It never came close to stopping out. So that was a neat little heads up by Philippe, and further proof that our bounce plays do work. And then OPAD, I called this in chat, but I was the third one to call out the idea. It looked probably about like this when it started getting posted in chat. The idea was back through 17, right? It opened, nice gap up. It's a crazy stock. I already talked about it in the video last night. Opened at 17, went to 1705 and just tanked. And then you kind of get this cup and handle. So best I can tell, I think maybe JC from the chat room was first, then Kevin M, and then I said it or typed it too. So there was 3 heads up through 17. It breaks 17, and keep in mind these are 5-minute candles, so in about 6 or 7 minutes it goes to 1960. Pulled back, so probably stopped out a lot of people on the rest of their shares at break even, and then ripped again. You know what? It's kind of interesting. If you missed this, you could have had a 5 buy zone whole number flush bid and caught it right below 17 and had an even bigger move. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't do that, though. I got in the original call. So there's a few highlights from today. Wayne also called IRNT, and I actually caught this one, too. IRNT over 40. Let's see. This was the early high, 45.81. So I think it was back through 45 there, maybe, right there, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, that was a neat little trade. Or he might have called it back through 40. I don't know. I had a nice little trade, I know that. A couple bucks in a blink. So there's some highlights from today. Anyway, let's go to the watch list for tomorrow. Excuse me. OPAD is going to go back on watch because it had 109 million shares traded and closed pretty strong. And as often happens on a strong close like that, it actually went up like another buck in after hours. But right now it's trading right around 20 bucks in after hours, so right about where it closed. So we're going to watch that one. RKLB had that nice intraday bounce today. We're going to see if it follows through, if it kind of, holds the 8-day, holds support here, and maybe has a follow-through day on that bounce tomorrow. ANY had the big pop yesterday, quiet inside day today, so we're looking for a third-day play there. Again, these are only with proper A-plus setups on an intraday basis. I don't hold anything overnight. EEIQ, very interesting. Chinese education play had a nice kind of 2 or 3 day run here, came back down and quietly ripped today. If you can quietly rip, that's what this one did. Definitely worth having on long watch tomorrow. LIDR had this crazy move today. I'll give you the range. It went from $7 to $12.25 before coming back and kind of settling in the middle of its range, but I'm a day trader, so I'm going to keep my eyes on it. BKSY, big volume for the stock and a pretty strong close, so we're going to watch that one. MDVL, I almost want to take this one off the list, but had big volume today. Topped out at 388 before closing at 370. You do have a recent high to the left of that at 408, so I'll go ahead and keep it on. If it breaks through 388 tomorrow, maybe it takes out that 408 high. Definitely will catch a little attention tomorrow because of that volume today. ABCL, I like the daily. That's had volume lately, and it's kind of tagging, trailing along right below 20 bucks. However, in after hours, as I'm speaking right now, it's trading at 23.20, so there was a headline after hours. So that makes it a little bit different. It'll probably be a gapper tomorrow. We'll see if it gives an A+ gap play setup. Lucid, I rarely have this one on watch, and I don't love this, but it gapped down here, and I kind of thought this might be, I don't want to say the low, but I thought it might be a short-term low when it gapped down that day, but I never found a way in that day, and look what it's done since, just chopping sideways, 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 and then kind of gapped up today. So maybe bulls are in charge here. Again, I almost feel like I'm chasing, but and I don't love the stock, the way it trades, but I am going to watch it tomorrow. BODY, sitting at all-time lows before it had a nice pop today. I don't know if it had news, but that's good volume, so I'm going to see if it gives a follow-through on that bounce tomorrow. AFRM had the gap up here, sold off a bit. Another gap and rip, sold off, and is already curling back up. This is a strong mother of a stock, so we're going to watch that one tomorrow. Life had a nice gap up and a pretty good run today before giving away a lot of that, right? So maybe closed in the middle to slightly below the middle of its range. I'm a day trader. I'm going to have it on a chart. And then lastly, ATER. Recent high flyer, kind of a low volume red day today. I had it on watch today, but it didn't give me any kind of a setup. So maybe it does tomorrow. Let's see. Today it topped out at 1098. So it's actually interesting, like say through the whole number 11 tomorrow, knowing that, that's a break of today's high too. And then you have the Green Day high here topped at 1172. So that's one way to look at it, but we'll see how it trades in the morning. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm done babbling. We'll add other gappers in the pre-market, and I'm out. See you guys tomorrow.